in hopes of finding new cosmic horror films that could actually inspire existential dread, I went on a hunt through all the cosmic horror that I could find that has been made since about the year 2020. That's what I'm considering modern in this context. This is not a list of all of the cosmic horror that has come out since 2020, just the ones I watched, liked, and got a sense of dread from, a top 3. Warning, dread is a subjective experience, so results will vary. These got under my skin, and I'll tell you why. With that said, here is my list of top 3 modern cosmic horror movies for causing existential dread. Coming in at number 3 on the list is History of the Occult from 2020, and it is streaming on either Tubi or Amazon Prime. A team of journalists attempt to solve their investigation into murder and political corruption during their final television broadcast, only to unravel an even larger and more insidious truth as the show's host interviews an alleged warlock. This is a slow burn, mostly black and white Argentinian film. Think retro late night talk show dissolving into a Lovecraftian noir, told from the perspective of a hardened journalist and her team of fellow journalists. It's cosmic horror with a kind of mystery thriller premise and also some found footage elements similar to what you would think of in a movie like Ghostwatch. It might also remind you of Late Night with the Devil, but I would say that this is a better executed and more interesting predecessor to that film. If a mix of government conspiracies and cosmic horror scares you, give this one a try. This movie left me with the dread that says human beings are small and powerless, and ultimately in the thrall of larger forces and their machinations. Some people may find the ending vague or the reliance on dialogue tedious, so this won't be for everyone. But with a runtime under an hour and a half, it's more than manageable. Coming in second place is Masking Threshold from 2021, streaming on Tubi. A reclusive individual begins to document his basement experiments and upload them to YouTube in hopes of diagnosing and curing his unusual hearing impairment. This would-be vlog feels like a hypochondriac or a germaphobe's worst nightmare come to life through ASMR. Get ready for discussions of undiagnosable illness, really close-up camera shots of different parts of the human body, including hairs and nails, plenty of bugs, and all set within a dark and very moldy basement. This experimental kind of art film is cosmic horror with elements of body horror and psychological horror. It very much feels like a contemporary cosmic horror fan's version of Edgar Allan Poe's The Telltale Heart. And like The Telltale Heart, our narrator is unreliable, so whether or not you consider this to be cosmic horror is going to have a lot to do with whether or not you believe the narrator and his supposed, or maybe real, illness. If sensory issues and cosmic horror scares you, give this one a go. This one left me with the kind of cosmic dread that says the universe is cruel and indifferent to our suffering, and it's probably better that we don't know too much about it. It's pretty slow at first, but a certain point hit, then all of a sudden I was really disturbed, not wanting to look at or hear what was happening on the screen. Fair warning, if anything that even approaches being labeled as elevated horror just feels pretentious to you, this one probably isn't for you because it's got more of that artsy-fartsy film student type of vibe. Still, this one really got under my skin and just made me want to shower after, and in the horror realm, that's high praise. That brings us to the number 1 on my list, which is The Beach House from 2020, and it's streaming on Shudder. An astrobiology student and her college dropout boyfriend make a trip to his family's beach house to rekindle their struggling relationship. However, their getaway devolves into horror following the strange events of the first night. This tapped perfectly into my own personal triggers, the ocean, and being stuck in a really weird group dynamic. This was teeth-grittingly uncomfortable for me to watch. From a cringe-inducing and stressful social situation to nasty beach-related body horror. It went from nearly unbearable secondhand embarrassment to nearly unbearable visceral imagery. Imagery oozy, slimy, and slithery enough to make me say, oh, how are you gonna get that out? Oh, you're gonna get, oh, no, oh no, not like that, no. Ew. You know, how you should react when eerie ecological phenomena gives way to unnerving behavioral and disgusting biological changes. Changes we expect from cosmic horror in the same vein as The Color Out of Space. If you're afraid of what's in the water, and cosmic horror, you should try this. The dread here is kind of, yeah, we're really comfortable with the world around us and our surroundings right now. That's because we're blissfully ignorant of our precarious position in the scheme of it all. Fair warning, this one is not hyper original, but it still packs a punch if you, like me, find the beach kind of gross and scary, but you would still rather swim out into the open ocean than deal with an awkward social situation. That concludes my list of top 3 modern cosmic horror movies. Please tell me about your favorite cosmic horror directors, actors, films. Personally, I gravitate towards Stuart Gordon movies like Castle Freak, Dagon, From Beyond. Let me know what you think. See you guys next time.